The sweet aromas of the apple fritter, cinnamon roll, and blueberry muffin are hard to resist. So making it home without reaching in your McDonald's bag is no easy task. But nothing worth doing is easy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
If you're looking for COVID-19 testing, look into Quest, the lab that's processed over 25 million tests and counting. You can get the same test hospitals use without a doctor visit. Simply order online, select from drive-through or at-home options, and get results sent securely to your phone or computer. It's experience and accuracy you can trust from Quest, the largest medical testing lab in the country. So order today at questcovid19.com. That's questcovid19.com.
Hi, I'm Mike White.
And I'm Rob St. Mary.
And we're the hosts of the Projection Booth podcast.
If you haven't heard of the Projection Booth, that's okay.
But we think it's time that you have.
We've been doing this for over 3 years now.
And we think we're doing a pretty good show.
Every week we look at a different film and put it in context.
We try to bring you interviews with the people behind the films.
Or experts on a subject matter covered in the film.
We don't specialize in any one particular genre or type of film.
We try to examine every aspect of cinema.
From every corner of the globe.
Even at 3 years, we barely just scratched the surface.
But we're ready. We're ready for you to listen to us.
That's right. Now's the time to give us a shot.
Download us through our free smartphone app.
Or through Stitcher, iTunes, Geek Juice Radio, Jackalope.
Or our website.
projection-booth.com.
We'll keep making great shows.
Now it's your turn to listen to them.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan, it's Unregimented.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
Hey, it is another episode of Unregimented. I am Chris.
I'm Jay.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Rich.
Clerks 3 is currently being filmed, and guess what's being written at this time?
I'm going to let you have it because I know exactly what it is.
You know what it is?
Yep.
Fucking Mallrats 2.
That's 2.
Finally.
I don't know how I feel about that
Dude, that is one of my favorite comedies.
Is it going to be about their kids?
That kid is on the escalator again.
It doesn't matter what it's about. I don't give a... Look, here, everybody has that one musician, filmmaker, comic book, franchise, whatever the fuck. That they're like, I pretty much like everything they've done to some extent or another. The only one I can't defend by Kevin Smith is The Other Guys. Or not The Other Guys, Cop Out, excuse me.
I didn't see that one.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll just, we'll try to keep it that way.
No, I know what you mean.
I even like Jersey Girl for what it was.
Yeah. It's like the X-Men. Like, I've continually purchased X-Men comics throughout my life, even the shitty ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what am I going to just not know what happens to Cyclops for 6 months while this fucking asshole writes these characters into the ground?
Yes.
Is it terrible?
I can't.
That I watch technical videos instead of movies. I'm sitting here going, I didn't see any of this. I haven't read any of that.
No, it's only terrible in our minds until you're like, hey, I just got a new job, and I'm excited to have it, and it's great. I'm going to be making more money,
like,
and blah, blah,
you.
And then I'm like, fuck.
Dude, actually, I'm not making more money. I'm making the same. We'll come back to that, and like, I'm going to brag. They brought me to lunch on Monday after I gave my notice, and at lunch, I was with the president, the vice president, and the service manager, and they said, whatever it takes to keep you, whatever it takes to keep you. And I already said that. And it's like, dude, to hear those words is like, wow. Did I just get a blowjob?
All right, you just, dude, you were 3.5 inches of blue steel. You could penetrate fucking titanium at that point. You were like, you know what? Just let me call my wife real quick,
right?
honey.
You're talking about width, right?
No, but I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at.
I'd have thrown out a ludicrous number, like, hey, you said whatever.
No, you know what, man?
See how committed you are.
I said, I'm going to go talk to my wife. And I said to my wife, I'm like, I can ask for the fucking world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but if I ask for the world and I get it, they're never going to trust me again because I already gave my 2-week notice. So they're never going to trust me again. And I can't work in a work environment like that because they're just going to be like expecting me to fucking quit at any fucking time.
Right. Their plan could be, let's just throw a lot of money at him to give us a buffer to find somebody who can actually do his job.
Yeah.
Because who knows how much longer he's actually going to stay. I know exactly what you mean.
And I don't want to miss the opportunity that I have with this new job, man. This is a fucking amazing job. They were talking about, I was talking to a guy today that works at the new place. He called me because I used to work with him at the place that I'm at now. Mm-hmm. 3 guys so far. I'll be the 4th guy that has left this company to go to this other company.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is where,
This time it's personal.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking, they're pretty fucking pissed, man. They're pissed off because the old vice president left and went to that company, and we're all following him. And dude, the guy's fucking amazing. You know, I'm a workaholic. He's a workaholic. I need to work for a workaholic. I don't want to work 40 hours a week. You know, I don't. But this guy calls me and says, hey, I heard through the grapevine, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, we were talking. And he's like, you're cool with traveling? And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with traveling. He's like, did you get your passport yet? And I'm like, no, I know I got Toronto coming up. He goes, yeah, Toronto, Brazil. Oh, yeah, and Australia.
Oh,
I'm like,
that you'll definitely need a passport for.
I'm like, Australia? He's like, yeah, I just found out Monday that we like 99% chance have the job in Australia.
Wow.
And I'm like, fuck yeah.
I am so fucking jealous.
I'm already booked to go to Chicago on May 27th. Already booked. Yep. So
I love Chicago too.
Chicago. Yeah, I know.
But
so I'm sorry I'm bragging, guys. I'm really fucking hyped out about it. Like, I'm excited. It's like such a bittersweet thing, you know, because like I've worked at the company I'm at now for 7.5 years, almost 8 years, and I've grown through them, you know. But the way I've grown is through the guy that I'm following. You know, since he's been gone, since he's been gone. Okay,
now,
that was terrible.
I haven't once had any animosity towards you about what, you know, your promotion or your new job.
You do now.
Fuck you for putting that in my head. Okay, now.
It was already there. Yeah. It was already, like, as soon as you said it, I heard that melody. I was like, oh, fuck.
I know, poop right in there. So no, I mean, you know, this dude is like, you know, the guy that I'm following, he has provided me with so many opportunities, and since he has left the company, because I'm not saying that again. Since he left the company, like, you know, I've had opportunities, but, you know, and I got a raise. I got a nice fat raise and blah, blah, blah. And it was just, it's fallen flat. I'm not going in the direction or the size or scope of work I want to be doing. Mm-hmm. And this guy's got the size and the scope of work that I'm looking for. Excuse me for a second.
Tell me you isolated that. Come on. Can we?
No, I'll be right back.
It's noted.
Yeah. No, well, those were bragging about our jobs. Hey, you know what? Actually, this is what pissed me off about my job today. Make this a short story. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but the shop that I work in is like one building that's been divided into two long ago, and the other side has been turned into an auto garage. Okay. There's two bathrooms in the building that I work in. One is the women's, and the other is the boss's.
I could see how this might present a problem.
Right. Which means I'm to use the servants' bathroom.
What if you wore a t-shirt that said "like a boss"?
Now, I like to use the bathroom a lot. I like having bathroom breaks, especially when I'm on the clock. I don't abuse this, but, you know, if I want to take a break, I want to do it, you know, sitting on the toilet. I don't know. I just like it. The guy who runs the garage seems to take exception to how much I use his bathroom. Has even pointed out before, like, I went there's two bathrooms right next to each other. One's shitty and one's shittier. And I started going into the shittier one until I was told by him that I was not to use it. That is for his employees only, and that I was used to use the guest bathroom. So, like, not only do I get kicked out of the bathrooms in the building that I work in, but I get kicked out of the employees only bathroom in the adjoining building. And then today, I go in that bathroom. There's no customers in the shop, mind you, right? The auto garage has got a couple guys welding on some fucking cars and him walking around. I go into the bathroom, and then I get a knock at the door. And I'm, like, occupied, and he's fucking rattling the doorknob and shaking the handle. And then walks away, and he's like, yeah, I wonder by who. I'm like...
So is this the person who owns the building or the person you work for?
This is not the person that I work for. The building is owned or leased by the person that I work for. So he rents the auto garage from my boss.
Mm. So it's the auto garage guy.
Yeah, it's him.
You should leave a dump in that auto garage.
Dude, I would jerk off on the toilet seat.
Like, what the fuck is that shit? It's none of your fucking business how many... Sometimes I gotta shit twice in the morning.
Splatter.
Sometimes I gotta shit 3 times in the morning. I wake up early.
You take some massive morning glories, man.
That's my break time.
It just doesn't come out all at once.
Right.
I'd be asking this guy if he's got nothing else better to do than to monitor when I use the fucking shitter.
I almost have to meditate sometimes just to get it all out.
Right.
You know what, man? I would drink a gallon of fucking apple juice, and I would eat a whole jar of applesauce, and I would fucking leave that in his toilet for him. Be like,
coffee and White Castle.
This is what I can do to you.
Here's what you do. Fruit cup warmed up. You're gonna shoot that thing out. It's gonna have a heartbeat. I'm telling you, it's gonna be this. It's gonna make noises like a bunch of aborted kittens when he fucking goes in there.
If you don't want to fucking like destroy yourself, you just get some Nutella and just fucking water it down and splatter it all over the place.
There you go. Yeah, just get some Nutella, get a spoon, just start flinging it around the bathroom. Like, there you go.
Like a monkey on acid.
My instinct was to not be a passive aggressive dick about it and just ask him if there is a problem with my bathroom behavior and if maybe he had a better option, because I'm all out. I've been kicked out of 3 fucking bathrooms. I'm on my last fucking bathroom.
You got a cardboard box, motherfucker?
Right. I'm going across the street to the cafe next.
Fuck
if this
that.
Doesn't work out.
Nope,
so
fuck that.
What the fuck are we going to do here?
Claim your territory, man. Let him have his
dump
say.
in your oil bay.
Yep. Here you go, bitch.
Just, you know what? Fuck it. Hover above the rim and just lay coil on the rim. just fucking, and I mean, like, is it a rim that's got a hole in the front? Because if not, it's a circular rim. Just like infinity.
Circular.
Keep going. Just like take your 3.
I laid a perfect coil in there the other day. I was so proud of it. It was one piece.
Did you take a picture and send it to Rate My Poo?
I did not, but I really was tempted to.
That's a website.
Yes, it is. That's a very old website.
Yeah.
I admit nothing.
Because we're proud of our BMs, that's why.
Dude, there was one that I remember seeing back in the day that looked like a swan neck sticking out of the water. And I was just like, did he have to move with it? You know what I'm saying?
It's like a fucking perfect Dairy Queen, man.
Like he's gyrating his ass around trying to get like the shape perfect.
Every time you know that's happening when it's happening, so you can start maneuvering.
Well, that's the thing. Like every time now I see a Dairy Queen commercial and the soft serve comes up, I'm like, do you have to like rotate your hips and shit? Like to get that going?
It's actually part of a Japanese tradition where they learn to control their bowel movements to the point where they can shape them into animals.
Is it called poopagami?
If you've never seen a shit tiger, I recommend it.
Shit tiger. Okay, time out. Okay, hold on. No, seriously, guys. All right.
Where you at, Chris?
Jersey.
Oh,
Jersey.
Fucking Jersey.
However, the scales should even out here. I won't be working much of April, so that'll be good.
It might work out where you and I are in New York at the same time.
Hey.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be a trip? You can show me around.
Yeah, here's the traffic.
Yeah.
There's more of the traffic.
There's a subway. Cram in it.
Here's a bum.
Yeah.
Here's a puddle of piss on the sidewalk.
Yeah, nice. I cannot wait to start this fucking job. I want this shit over with.
I can't wait to take vacation.
Yeah. These people are so fucking pissed off in my fucking work right now. They're so mad.
I told them what you should tell any employer. We'll do anything. You know what? All right, let's not mince words here. You know why I'm here. The green stack of paper that shows up every 2 weeks. You're serious about keeping me? Let's see what you got.
No,
you know?
I think they would have gave me pretty much anything I asked for, man. And I'm not. It's
about long-term satisfaction.
Yeah, well, it's about becoming a better technician.
Satisfaction and security.
You know, and like what I said to them is, you know, I used their own buzzwords, their own keywords that they were using. You're our number one tech. You're our key tech. You're our lead tech. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, you keep saying I'm your lead tech. Well, I want to go work with techs that are at or above my capabilities, so that I can strive to be a better tech.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I'm sorry, but that's where I'm at right now. I've hit my plateau here.
Right.
I'm sorry. You know, it's not anything personal. It's just it's not about the money. I make good fucking money, man. You know, so it's not. I can say, you know, of course everybody would like to make more, but I'm not about that. I'm about, you know, I have to stay relevant. You know, at 40 years old in a high tech field, you got to stay fucking relevant, man. There's no
you can't stop challenging yourself.
You cannot stagnate. Like you cannot. You know, and they're really bummed out, and they're like, "What are we gonna do to replace you?" I'm like, "Well, you can't put that on me. You know, you cannot fucking put that on me."
Not my file that under not my problem.
Well, I had to say that, you know, like not my problem. I didn't say that because I don't like those words. I don't like saying that.
Yeah.
I think it's too negative.
Yeah.
No, but you inferred it.
Yeah, I was like, you know, you're our number one tech. What are we how the hell are we going to replace you? You know, you're really. I'm like, you know, everybody's replaceable. I'm like, if it takes 2 or 3 guys to equal my knowledge, I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but dude, you know, I did security systems for 11 years. I've done AV for like 5. You know, I did heating and cooling for 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I worked on coffee machines for 5. So, you know, it just happens to be my skill set.
Right.
You know, and I'm interested in audio and visual. So when they brought me in to do that department, there was a reason, because I enjoy it. And it's, you know, it's a hobby, man. And I get to work, and I'm a computer guy. So I'm their computer. And you can cut all this out. I'm just BSing with you guys. You know, and I do all the computer work for them. You know, if there's a disaster recovery on a security system hard drive or any type of hard drive or anything computer related, they call me. You know, if there's servers to be built or, you know, RAID arrays to be set up and built, or, you know, network switches have to be programmed and set up, they call me. And it's like, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry at the fact that, like, I do I can do the same job that like 5 other guys do separately, because they're all specialists, right? And they're all better at my job, all better at each one of those individual jobs than I am. I'll give you that, because you know, jack of all trades, man, you got to lose something somewhere, and I can't know everything.
Right.
But the fact of it, what it is mostly is my attitude. You know, I'm a team player.
Yeah.
I do whatever is asked of me to a certain extent, and I go do it. I don't call them with a problem. I call them with a solution to a problem, and the only time I call them with the solution is if it's going to cost them money.
Yeah.
You know, or if its solution is not going to cost them money, what's the point of fucking calling them? I just fix it. I do it.
Right.
You know, or I have to call them and say, hey, it's going to take a little extra time, which in turn costs money. So, you know, that's what you want out of a tech. And it's like, you can't put that on me. You know, I am who I am. And another guy's like, you know, we invested thousands of dollars in you for the certifications that you have and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so did like 5 other companies to get me where I'm at right now.
Right.
You know, I gave you 7.5 years and you gave me 5 certs, 8 certs, sorry. And, you know, 8 certifications, that equals a raise every time I get a cert, because each certification starts at like 1,000 and goes as high as 10. So that's a hell of a, you know, and I told him, I'm like, but I worked my fucking ass off to get those certifications and to be in this position and to, you know, and they were all under the guy that left. So I've seen 1 cert since that guy's left. And that was because, the service manager was supposed to go to get the certification, and he had a death in the family, so he couldn't make it. So I literally found out on Friday that I had to get on a plane on Sunday, and I decided not to fly. I took my family to Washington, D.C. We drove down there. I literally came home from work, packed up, and we drove to Washington, D.C. You know, I found that on a Friday. How many guys are willing to fucking do that?
Yeah.
You know, my wife wanted to go to Washington, D.C., whatever. So,
yeah, you almost want to throw it back at them, though, and be like, well, you know, if you found, let's say in your position, you found somebody with equal to my experience and skill set or better, and they were willing to work for less. Do you think we would be having a conversation where you're trying to keep me on?
Exactly. You would let me go immediately.
Right.
Because you save money and you get the same
because outcome. You have your priorities just like the company has their priorities. When your priorities align, it's a beautiful thing. When they stop aligning, you go separate ways.
Right.
It's business.
Yep.
Thank you for listening, liking, and sharing Unregimented on Facebook, following us on Twitter at UnregimentedPod. Thanks for all of the new followers on Twitter with Unregimented. Appreciate it. You can subscribe to Unregimented on iTunes for free by clicking through the iTunes banner on ChristopherMedia.net. Android users, you can find the show on Stitcher Radio. If you like what we do and you would like to show your support for us, you can donate to Christopher Media by using the PayPal button on ChristopherMedia.net. Please click through the Amazon banner and bookmark the page. It won't cost you anything extra, and when you buy something, it will help to show your support for Christopher Media. Every Monday through Friday, you can check out a new episode of our Christopher Media show. Monday and Thursday, you get Unregimented. Tuesdays, you're going to get the Weedsman Podcast Nugget, which is the precursor for the big show on Fridays. Wednesdays, you have the Projection Booth. Check those guys out, projection-booth.com. A lot of buzz starting to circle those guys. Check them out. Even we were interviewing a podcaster from Canada a few weeks back, and he shouted them out. So they got reach. People like them. Check them out every Wednesday. Projection Booth, ChristopherMedia.net. If you're looking to launch your own website, please click through the HostGator banner at ChristopherMedia.net. That's who we use to host all of the Christopher Media shows, and when you sign up for HostGator by clicking through our link, you're helping to support ChristopherMedia.net. DraftKings.com, daily fantasy sports leagues, no season-long commitments. You can enter free or paid contests and win your share of over $200 million in prizes. Football's done, but we got basketball. There's even fantasy MMA now. Still curious on how that works. And baseball season coming up. I know about a month here, baseball drafts are going to be starting, but if it's sports, they got it on DraftKings.com. There's fantasy something. When you click through the DraftKings banner at ChristopherMedia.net, you will get a free first-time deposit bonus when you sign up for DraftKings.com.
We have a new GM came in right after the first of the year, and he came in like a fucking hurricane. He just was like changing shit, not telling anybody, expecting everyone to keep up with him. One of his favorite lines is, "I'm here for a reason." So if I didn't need to be here, I wouldn't be here. And he's always talking about how he was changing different shops he was with and making them better. And he was making X amount of money with this shop, which is, I mean, almost double what he's making now with us. And I'm like, well, and how he used to own his own shop and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, well, if you were so great at these other jobs, why the fuck are you here working for half of what you used to make?
Right.
You know, and
out of your fucking charity, because this business is fucking worth your charity.
Exactly. And for whatever reason, this gentleman and I use that term very loosely.
Yeah.
We would butt heads, but we would butt heads as cordially as possible. But everyone else, he would. I mean, this motherfucker would go hard at, to the point where we have one kid that works for us that he's high functioning autistic, and this kid never ever raises his voice at anybody, has never had a problem with anybody. It was to the point where he was berating and screaming at this kid, to the point where this kid finally fucking stood up for himself and went the fuck off on him. But because this guy is an older gentleman, he felt I don't know if it was physical or whatever threat from this kid. He just kept going at him, and then finally the kid, buckled. Well, long story short, about a week and a half ago, he started in on me the way he goes at everybody else, and I called him on this shit, and he blew me off. And I was like, well, whatever. I've already worked 3 hours over what I was scheduled to work, and no one asked me to do it. No one's thanked me for doing it. No one said even, hey, you fat fuck, we appreciate you being around helping us. So I was like, I'm not going to get into it now. I'm just going to go to fuck home. I have a day off tomorrow. I'll enjoy it. So I enjoyed my day off. Next day I went into work, and he walks in. Our shifts overlap. Starts in with the comments the minute he walks in. And I let him have it both barrels. And basically it was him and I nose to nose for a good 45 minutes. And I was like, look, here's the deal. I'm not wrong. You're wrong. I don't give a fuck how you talk to everybody else, but you will not talk to me this way. And if it costs me my job, so fucking be it. But you have a basic lack of respect and human decency when you talk to people, and I'm not the one that you're going to fuck with, bottom line. And he was like, well, I can't help. I have a voice that people are scared of. I said, well, first of all, ain't no one scared of your fucking voice. All right, look here, Dovahkiin. Yeah, I'm like, this ain't Skyrim, and you ain't speaking words of power, so shut the fuck up. No one's fucking scared of you. Second of all, those who want respect, give respect. And when you step over that line with me, I'm going to let you know, hey, you're in my fucking AO. Back the fuck up, or else there's going to be a fucking problem. I respect you. You respect me. No problem. You're going to talk to me this way. I'm going to talk to you this way. And I don't give a fuck. And basically ever since then, he's butthurt about it. I mean, he talks shit about me when I'm not around, but he don't do it when I'm around. I don't really give a fuck. When I'm there, he's, hey, Rich, could I get you to do this? No problem, man. I do it. Whatever. He does something like, hey, Rich, I got this for you. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Like, just basic human decency.
I'm a grown-ass man, motherfucker.
Right. Well, yeah, and it's just like, look, that is what you should have with your coworkers.
Right.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if anybody's talking shit behind my back.
No, I don't either.
Working at Guitar Center was like drama constantly and gossip. And people would try and tell me shit that other people have said about me. I'm like, I don't fucking care. People are going to talk. They're going to have their opinions. You're not going to change them. If you can have a good working relationship with them, then that's fine.
Well, here's what I was wanting Jay here for, is because now something from a third party that I work that is
this all on the record,
has
Rich?
come in.
Yeah, because
Is Chris back? Is Chris back?
Yep.
Chris, yeah, he's just fucking burned out from here and bitching about work.
No, I literally just sat down again.
Oh,
well, no, this is me not necessarily bitching about work, but it's something I've noticed.
I was though
at work that I've noticed in the larger society, and it's really irritating me. Long story short, the gentleman I was talking about, he's black, I'm white. We both come from similar backgrounds. He brought in a person who who has worked with him on and off for 20 years. He brought this lady in. This lady come in, and she's an excellent worker. She does her job. She pitches in where, it needs to be. She can anticipate where she needs to help without having to be asked. And in the industry I work in, that's very important. You don't wait till you're out of something. You see you're running low on something, you run it up there, you refill the line.
Yep.
And you don't have
it's too late.
There's no break in the production. So I mean, I have no hard feelings towards this lady. However, I was having a discussion with a coworker about the manager I had the problems with methods, and she blew a fucking nut. She was like, first of all, I think the reason you got a problem with him is because you're racist.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, why do I have a problem with him? Why do I have first of all,
what's the worst thing to call a white guy?
Well,
racist.
Let me put it this way. I will be 38 in roughly about a couple weeks. I don't give a fuck you call me racist. I know what's in my heart. I don't really care anymore. If I'm right, fine. I'm the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. However, you're going to respect the job I do and what I bring to the table, regardless of whether you think I'm racist or not. That is not the fucking issue. That is something you are fucking projecting onto me. That's how I look at it.
Rich, but who's the real racist? She brought it up first.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, let me give you some backstory on her. She's a white woman. She has said to me multiple times, "I don't date white boys. I date black men."
That could be considered racist.
That's right. Yes,
that's racist.
Yeah.
Okay, when I ask her what order is for what person out there? Oh, it's for the Arab out there.
What?
Or the what?
The Italian out there.
Yeah, the Chinaman out there.
Yeah.
Well, which one's that? Can I tell?
Those are situations where I just sit there and smile and go.
So, Chris, you understand why when she said I'm racist, I just was like, whatever, bitch.
That's why you go, which one's which? I can't tell the difference.
But the thing is that she says, okay.
So now you're telling me what orders for the towel head?
Yeah.
I mean, that's to me That's total racism, man. That old phrase, consider the source. Yeah. I mean, your credibility is now shot to all hell in my eyes. Yeah. You have just contradicted yourself.
And the one incident that prompted her to make this statement was the owner of the business has said multiple times, I don't want you to have your phones playing through their external speakers up front. Look, we have a television. We put it on either sports or news. That's it. No one wants to hear your music, and I damn sure don't. Keep that shit in the back. Well, this manager who I'd butted heads with brought in a speaker hookup for his cell phone and was playing it up front and was playing NWA, Too Short.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Snoop, the DOC.
Like
I mean, I'm not even fucking with you. And I was like, hey, man. If the owner comes in and he hears this, he's going to tell you, take it in the back. Well, he hasn't told me that. He hasn't told me that yet. I said, well, okay, and that doesn't matter. I don't care. This is what I've worked for him for 2 years. Well, I've known him for 5. Okay, you've known him, but and it turned into that type of petty one-upmanship to the point where I was like, you know what, fuck it, leave your shit up here and find out what happens. One day we can't. That's what I would do. I'd be.
Yep.
That's
what I've done it in the past. Like, all right, homie, it's your job.
One day, one day, a few days later, I came in. His speakers were in the back, and it happened to be the day that me and this lady had this little tit for tat, and I was like, why are so-and-so speakers back here. And the manager on duty was like, well, the owner doesn't want that shit up there. I'm like, well, I can't blame him. The shit he was playing. I mean, we can't be hearing like bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, lick on the nuts and suck the dick. And we got fucking families coming in, to sit down and eat. Yeah. And she goes, well, when you guys play that heavy metal shit, and I can't understand, and I'm like,
you can't understand what they're saying.
Bitch, it ain't about you. It's about the people coming in and paying your check, dumbass.
Yeah. I said, well, first of all, we don't play heavy metal shit up there because the owner would tell us, I don't give a shit if you're playing Puff the Magic fucking Dragon or Barney. Get it the fuck out of the front. I have a television hooked up to a speaker system specifically to play what I want played in the fucking dining room. And she didn't even let me get through that. And she was like, well, this because you're racist. And I was like, okay, cool. So
because you dissed him and rap music.
Like, people forget, like, this. I deal with this all the time. The people who come through the door are how you get paid.
Yep.
All right? You keep those people happy. Whether or not you think the customer is wrong, it doesn't fucking matter. You keep those people happy. And another thing is, you know how you stay employed and rich? You survive several owners. So you are full attest to this. You get this. You keep the person who signs your paychecks fucking happy. That's how you stay employed.
You do what they tell you to do.
If the person fundamentally disagrees with you, like, if all of a sudden you're working for a guy and he starts going, hey, I'm a member of the local chapter of the Klan, and starts promoting the rallies in the business, well, then you know what? That's when you start looking for another job. Like, all right, now we do not see eye to eye philosophically. I now have to work for somebody else. I'm not comfortable with you signing my checks. But
I'm
you
the
still
fuck out of there. Yes.
You still keep it amicable. You still, like, that's the person that controls your fucking income. Whether you like it or not, that's how it works. So people who bounce from job to job every 6 months don't get that. And it's always, you ever ask people like that, it's always somebody else's fault.
Exactly.
I got fired because somebody else. Really? You have a new job every 6 months because it always happens to be somebody else's fault every 6 months. Really? Once again, I said this before and I say it all the time. Look in the mirror, motherfucker. You might be the reason you have a new job every 6 months.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Long story short, this happened between her and I yesterday. Today I came in and I had a coworker who doesn't have a vehicle, and this is nothing new. She lives very close to the shop, but it's just far enough it would be a pain in her ass to walk when she has to get home to meet her kids after she gets out. And so I've always given her a ride home. Well, she has a problem with the manager I had the tit for tat with that we got into it. But she also happens to be friend with the chick that was like, hey, you're racist. And she was bitching about this manager before he came in today, and I was just keep my mouth shut because I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any more bullshit. Here's the honest God's truth. Ever since me and this manager got into it and got nose to nose, he's been cool with me. And all I told him was, look, bottom line is, I don't care about all your bullshit. I don't care what you've been through in the past because I can match you tit for tat if you really want to go for the most part. I don't really give a fuck, but you don't have to, but you will talk to me with respect and treat me with it if you demand that from me. And that's all it is. And if there's a problem with that, we can go to the owner and we can find out what's up. And that's been a week and a half since him and I went at it. So I haven't heard shit from the owner. Not fucking one measly word, and he was demoted from GM to just a fucking manager. Nice. So what's that tell you?
Yep.
Well, yeah, there you go. So
this chick decided to plant the flag, and she was like, well, I have... First of all, she said some things that they irritate me. I have mixed children, and my husband is black. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I have a biracial...
live in the Detroit area. Congratulations, you and thousands of other people.
I'm like, okay, I have. First of all, mixed. That ain't that. You might as well say mulatto. Let's be honest here. And second of all, just because you fuck a black guy doesn't mean that you got honorary black person status.
You're not black by proxy.
Okay. Or injection, all right? I don't give a fuck, all right? When I lived in Florida, the first two girlfriends I had, one was Puerto Rican, one was Cuban. Guess what I was when I went to meet the family? The fucking gringo.
Yep.
Okay? That's what the fuck I was. So I don't give a fuck about who you decide to fuck. That has nothing to do with anything. I don't want to hear about it. I have biracial family members. I don't want to hear your bullshit about that. All right? That does not affect me. And you don't give me this white guilt shit. Look, I'm very aware. We've had this conversation. I think we all four are very aware of the advantage we have by being born straight white males in this country at this point in time. Okay?
Yep.
that does not mean that our lives are just fucking wonderful. Because if they were, I wouldn't work where I
man,
work.
you ask a lot of people. We're on Easy Street, man. There's like, the white club with the white meeting, Like I said, what did we talk about last week? That the white privilege card, comes with our razor on the 18th birthday. But still, here's. I mean, that picture is painted that it's super rosy.
I'm getting off the subject. Anyways, today, I was giving this coworker a ride home, and she's bitching about the manager. And I said, you might want to chill with that in front of this certain employee. And she goes, oh, I already heard. She said that she was, when you were not there, I called them all racist and blah, 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 and waving the flag. And this employee goes, well, wait a minute. Rich hangs out and is friends with this employee and this employee, and they're black. And she goes, those are the most white black people that he can find to hang out with. Bunch of fucking Oreos.
You're so racist, you only hang out with Uncle Tom's and High Yellows.
High Yellows.
Oh, my God.
And I'm just sitting here like,
where's the asteroid?
I'm like, is this what we have been reduced to in this country, to where a white person who has biracial children and prefers one ethnic group over another as far as sexual partners can lay it down and go, you're racist, and I'm supposed to like bow down to that?
It's the fucking media, man. It's part of it.
My favorite response to that is a quote from Archer, which I'll reference again. His mother says during a conversation that was deemed racist, "Oh, put it back in the deck."
Pretty much. I mean, I just... Here's my thing. Look, have I said racist things in my life? Of fucking course. All right? And I'm the first
to... So is this person, apparently. Lots of them.
But that's the thing. She doesn't think what she said is racist.
So's the president, I bet.
She doesn't even realize... I've had this conversation with her. She was like, oh, so you went to Specs Howard. Well, what'd you learn there? I said, well, one of the first classes we had was with Donald Walker, who was a dean of education at the time, and
this is going already.
He had to explain to us how to say certain words, and she's like, "What do you mean?"
There's a pronunciation guide for radio,
and he was like, "Okay, it's not W, it's W," and it's
Rich,
not.
Can't see me, I'm already hanging my head because I know what's coming.
It's not Italian, it's Italian. It's not Arab, it's Arab. It's not Chinaman or woman. It's Asian.
I want to send my boss to Specs Howard just for that.
and she's like, that's not racist. That's just how I talk. Now, here's the bitch of it. Gentlemen, here's the bitch of it. Here's what kills me.
I just use like Chinaman like people use dude.
Here's what kills me about all this. I don't genuinely believe she believes she's racist. I think she's just ignorant, and she sees racism in her mind anywhere, and she goes, if I throw that out there at this white boy, because that's what I am in her mind. She's already made that perfectly clear. I'm a white boy. She has no idea about what I've been through. I've known her all of 2.5 months, 2 months tops, or 2.5 months tops, 2 months more likely. I can't remember her exact start date. But I mean, and she's trying to tell me about, well, my husband's doing 5 years because DPD framed him and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, here's the thing.
It's all DPD's fault.
Yeah. You know what though? Here I can't out of hand deny that. I don't know the specifics of her situation, but the way she came at me makes me think maybe he did deserve to go to fucking jail, because maybe fucking the cops kicked open the door and you got all fucking indignant. You racist motherfuckers. And he was like, bitch, shut your mouth. They're going to haul me off to fucking prison. I mean, because next door neighbor's still there. We had the conversation about what happened with him. He's still there. All right. And they didn't even shoot her dog. And he got 5 fucking years.
A whole nother story, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, he got 5 fucking years. And he got 5 years, and her dogs, her multiple pit bulls are still alive, this and that. Next door neighbor, who I witnessed half of it, who is a fucking 72-year-old man, and I know the dog personally. Like, I'm like, look, I believe him more than I believe you. I believe that you are a very confused, very delusional person who has good intentions.
People don't go to jail for 5 years because DPD, had some free time on their hands, or the fucking Detroit Police Department. Granted, we did touch on, people not doing their due diligence, but 5 years federal, I mean, come on. Where there's smoke, there's fire. DPD's just not sitting around trying to frame random brothers like, oh, we can get, it's It's Rich. I'm with you on this one.
And the thing is that if you come at me like this, like I'm the white person that's going to be, well, I don't care what you say. That Negro deserved it. Well, you're not going. It's just like I told the manager when I got into it, when he was like, "Why are you coming at me like this?" I said, "If you do not like my response to your actions, stop the actions that elicit this response from me."
I'm coming at you in terms that you understand.
Do not talk to me like this, and you will not get it in return. Yep. And the end of the conversation ended with, I don't care if it costs me my job. I'm going to talk to you the way you talk to me. If you don't like it, too fucking bad, deal with it. And that was the end of the conversation between this manager and I. Well, apparently she felt the need to pick up for him, and that's what started all this. But it's irritating because it's like, look, we've all seen, blatant fucking racism. We're not talking, I'm a white boy in a bad neighborhood by myself, and, there's 5 guys sitting there, and they're fucking staring at me as I come up near this fucking stop sign. Maybe I should just kind of roll through it. Oh, that's racist. No, like Patrice O'Neal said, he's a black guy. If he's in Mississippi and it's 2:00 in the morning, he's walking down the street and he sees 5 guys in red suspenders and shaved heads coming at him, he's going to go ahead and cross the street because he'd rather be racist than dead. So,
for sure, there's neighborhoods in Jersey where I've definitely, we're treating this red light as a stop sign. I'm from Detroit. I know the sign of a bad neighborhood.
Pause and go.
You start seeing bars on the window and brothers on the corner every couple blocks. Hey, don't stop, honky. Just keep it moving.
If you ain't there to cop and you see fucking runners and you're like, oh, they're working a fucking stash. Nope, I'm good, because if I'm not there to cop, what are you doing here then? Then you a fucking mark. You an easy fucking target.
Yep, I've gotten out of cars, to go do my thing in some of these stores, and I've been like, oh, I am definitely probably one of the couple honkies in a mile radius here.
But see, here's something else.
You realize what's going on if you're an observant person. Let's see. We got a project. We got some brothers hanging out in front of the liquor store doing their thing. It's like, you're a mark. Like, Chris should not be here.
But Chris, we've covered this. This is what irritates me the most. She would think of herself, I guarantee you, gun to her head, as an enlightened person because her husband's black and her kids are biracial. Mixed in her words. And she would go, I'm enlightened more than the other person. Well, here's the thing. Why? Okay, so you throw judgment on coworkers that they're not even real black people. What's a real black person? Is a real black person a person that fucking is a real black person in her mind someone who is a fucking a gangster?
So that means she made not real black kids.
I'm sorry, say again.
Right. She made not really black kids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Though. If her husband's black and she has kids with him, her kids aren't really black.
Yeah, Obama isn't really black by her definition.
Right.
Or at least not black enough for her.
But but the people I hang with, okay, look, the 2 that were mentioned, okay, the gentleman, yes, he is of who
are we talking about?
At work, when she brought up, I called Rich racist to a coworker. This coworker was like, but Rich hangs with, well, just blot out the name so it makes it easier for me to have this conversation. And she's like, they're not even real black people. Those are the whitest black folks I know. Bunch of Oreos. It's a white woman saying this.
With black kids, right? You're not really white then.
Yeah, I don't even know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if I could call this person racist. She's just severely confused.
She's fucked up.
I don't even know if she understands what race means.
I'm going to paraphrase George Carlin here. Is his mom black? Is his dad black?
Yeah.
He's black.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
Is he Caucasian? No.
I have a friend who grew up in Farmington Hills, and he had a rough situation with one of his parents, and his other parent had a better situation. He lived with that parent. He's now ironically, he went through specs, decided that radio wasn't for him. Went to Madonna University, and he's now finishing up his law degree at U of M or UAD Jesuit. Now, if you told, and this is a conversation because I was ignorant of this, people would be like, well, the whitest black man you ever met. He talks white. He does this. And I used to fall into that same thing. I'd say, hey, you're the whitest black guy I know. One day he pulled me aside and he goes, man, why the fuck do you say that to me? And I said, I don't know, man, because you talk white. He goes, what the fuck's talking white? What the fuck's talking black?
Yeah, right.
He's like, some of these other people, they're just they're willfully ignorant. I don't expect better from them. I kind of expected better from you, and you kind of let me down. I was like, whoa, I never fucking realized you felt that way. I'm sorry. He caused me to have a moment in my life where I took a complete stop and had to reconsider how I'd been saying and approaching a certain subject up to that point in my life. But he didn't fucking racist, David Duke, he didn't have to throw all that shit in my face. Now I got this fucking chick I work with who's throwing that in my face, and I'm like, honey, you have no idea where the fuck I'm coming from. You have no idea how I feel, how I think. I'm criticizing a manager who's black.
You just have to.
But that doesn't make me a racist.
Yeah, but there's that double standard, man, and I think we tried to talk about it with Todd
I'm sorry,
4
Jay.
months ago.
No,
I'm sorry, Jay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Chris, to interrupt you. But here, I'm coming back to this, Rich. You consider the source for one, and for two, that person's breath isn't worth your fucking time.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person you just fucking smile at, ignore, and because
whatever you say.
Yeah. And
you'll
it comes
be fired
back
in 2 weeks.
Here's one more thing for you, Rich, and
here's
it comes
your
back to what
topic.
I said.
It's warm out here today.
Yeah, it comes back to what I originally said. God damn it, just flew out of my head again.
Sorry.
That's all right, man. Is that worst thing you can call a white man is racist. And I mean, I'm hearing your voice, and I hear how offended you are by that, So think about that. The worst thing you can call a white man is racist, and it's fucking true. It's like calling a black man a nigger. It's the same, not the same. We don't think of it as the same, but think about how offended you are. Because, that fucking ignorant motherfucker doesn't know where the fuck I come from, and the black friends that I have, and the people I hang out with, or the shit I've been through. No, they don't. She just likes black cock, and that's all she knows about black people.
I think. I mean, that's.
I would just be
it's a rather coarse way to say it. However, I agree with part of what you're saying, but I mean, I don't think it's coming from an area of she's trying to you're subjugating him, racism. I think it's coming from you don't have the right to say this, and it's why? Because he's black? I don't have a right to criticize anyone because he's black?
But
that's racist. That's racist right there.
Right, but that's racist right there. The one thing of this whole scenario. God damn, I gotta stop saying scenario. The whole thing of the scenario is what it comes down to. The one fucking thing that we can all control is our own feelings. Yeah. So this woman pissed you the fuck off because she called you a racist. Like I said, the worst thing you can call a white man is a racist. And I'm not trying to I'm not dissing on you, dude. I'm not trying to fucking make your anger irrelevant or anything like that. I'm just saying this fucking woman who's a fucking waste of fucking breath, obviously by her ignorance, she has pissed you off. Just like if you would have walked up and said that nigger fucking manager pissed me off. I don't care if you edit that out because I don't care because I'll say that word and it's black and white trash, whatever. It's whatever color trash you want to talk about. Everybody has their own words for that.
I think a manager who I worked with in the city of Wayne. Okay, the day that she decided to make this proclamation. And by the way, it wasn't just about me; it was about my other coworkers too. Oh, and here's one of the other things. One of my other coworkers that she made this proclamation about is Corey, who we've talked about. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'm not homophobic, but I got to hear about his gay shit. I don't want to hear about his fucking boyfriend, but I have to listen to it.
The number one question I have for this person is, Rich, how does conducting yourself like this at work, when you're brand new, how's that working out for you?
But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, and
how does stirring the pot as soon as you are introduced into it?
No, it's not. It wasn't soon as she was introduced. She is a good worker. She honestly, she has. I've seen her defend people at work that has shocked me. She's defended. She helps out all the time. She's not. I don't genuinely think she's a bad person. I don't understand how someone who I believe with all my heart is a genuinely good person who is a good mother. I've seen her with her kids. I know a bad parent when you don't know a good parent until you've known that parent with their kids for a while. But you know a bad parent right off the fucking rip. I mean, you just know it. You're like, oh my God, did you just drag your kid literally out of the store by its hair? Are you fucking serious? And you think that's
like
good
that guy
parenting?
who took his 9-month-old surfboarding? You see that on the internet?
No, but no, I believe she's a good person. It bothers me that we're so deluded in society today that if people will look at you and go, the higher up on the socioeconomic scale they perceive you to be, the less you're allowed to say to someone who isn't perceived to be as high as you. And here's the thing. This is my manager. I have to answer to him at the end of the day. The fact that I went off on him like this, and we went off and we got it nose to nose in the back of the store away from customers, where he has had incidents with employees in front of a entire store full of customers, and he doesn't give a single fuck, is the fact that I picked and choose when I was going to throw my fucking hat into the fucking battle. And he just don't give a fuck. And it's just... To automatically go, you're attacking him because you're racist. No, I'm attacking him because he's a fucking asshole. And he screams, Chris, we've talked about this guy. Aaron, we've talked about this guy when one-on-one before I've ever brought this up in the podcast. Mm-hmm. This guy's, and here's the thing, one-on-one outside of work or outside of you add other employees into it, him and I get along. But you add other employees in there and it's like you got something to prove. And it's like, dude, I don't know, whatever. Well,
it seems his boss has now acted accordingly, seeing as how he's no longer in charge of the operation.
Apparently, I mean, he went from I'm here for a reason, I run this place, to he runs his shift, and that's about it. And literally, our old GM has been reinstated to our store, and he came in and he was like, Rich, we're doing things this way. I'm like, so we're doing things like we used to? And he goes, yep. I said, well, this gentleman told me to do it this way. He goes, look, I don't care what he said. And if he says anything to you, tell him, I told you to do it this way. If you have a problem with that, you need to talk to him.
The guy who is now both of our bosses said to do it this way.
Yeah.
I'm going with that guy.
Hey guys, thanks for listening, thanks for clicking, thanks for liking, thanks for sharing, thanks for subscribing for free by clicking through the iTunes banner on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for telling a friend. I probably already said that, but that's how important it is because that's how podcasts work. We drop every Monday and Thursday. Check out all of the other shows on ChristopherMedia.net. So stay tuned, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
If you enjoy this show and want more people to know about it, head on over to iTunes, leave a comment, and rate it 5 stars. Make sure you like and share us on Facebook, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Just search for Christopher Media. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Most importantly, we would like to take the time to extend an extra special thanks to you. Christopher Media could not exist without your support. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise.
The sweet aromas of the apple fritter, cinnamon roll, and blueberry muffin are hard to resist. So making it home without reaching in your McDonald's bag is no easy task. But nothing worth doing is easy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
Curated by Kohl's latest collection is now available in select stores and at Kohls.com. For a limited time, shop unexpected new favorites like reusable drinkware from Corkcicle and fun arts and crafts from UV. Vormy's heatable plush toys are perfect for little ones. Homesick handcrafted candles are a great gift to make anyone feel at home. And who doesn't love sweet treats from Candy Club? Shop Curated by Kohl's for these digital